Go.
Hi everyone, it's lovely to see you. Today we're going to read a book which is about frogs and tadpoles to see how a tadpole grows into a frog. And I've brought along some of my froggy friends to show you. These are not real frogs. I borrowed these from our toy library, but it shows you what a frog is like. Frogs in England are not really bright green like this one. They're usually more this kind of colour, sort of a dull green or brownish. And a baby frog is called a tadpole. There you can see, looks more like a frog at the front and it's got a tail at the back. But before we get going, let's sing our song, Say Hello to Everybody. Sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello to everyone, sing hello. Clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello to everyone, clap hello. So let's look at our book. It's called The Tale of a Tadpole. There's a frog on the front and a tadpole, and it's written by Karen Wallace. So let's have a look. There you are, the tale of a tadpole, and that is what a tadpole usually looks like. They tend to be dark grey or black, but much more weeny than that. This is the time of year when frogs lay their eggs in ponds, and they hatch out into tadpoles. So let's see what's going on. There's a mummy frog in a pond, and look at all these little black spots all over the place. Those spots are frogs' eggs. Every egg is surrounded by a sort of lump of jelly, not like the jelly that you can get for pudding at a party. I wouldn't eat frog's egg jelly. And they are going to hatch out into tadpoles. Let's see. So here you've got a bigger picture of the egg turning into a tadpole. They're now a little creature that can wiggle around, but they're still inside the egg. And here's a whole lump of frog's eggs together. And down here, they've hatched out into tadpoles. And it shows you how they breathe. They haven't got noses like you and me, not when they're tadpoles. They're like fish. Fish don't breathe through their noses. They have gills, and tadpoles have gills as well. I'm not sure how gills work. Ask your mum and dad. But then, so here are the tadpoles swimming around in the pond, but there's other creatures living in the pond too. It's a beautiful goldfish, and this fish is called a stickleback. And there's a great diving beetle. But the tadpoles are wiggling as fast as they can to get away from the fish who might just eat them for lunch. Here's that stickleback again. It's hungry and ready for its lunch. You can see its mouth's open. Just ready to swallow a tadpole. And the tadpoles are swimming as fast as they can to get away from the fish. Does the fish catch any? Didn't catch those ones, but here's that diving beetle, and it would like some tadpoles for its lunch as well. But the tadpoles have managed to swim away into this water plant, waterweed that's growing in the water. They're hiding there so the beetle can't get to them. But tadpoles change. They don't stay like that for very long. Look, here's a big picture of a little tadpole, but it's changed. So, can you see it's got a back leg there, and there's a foot on it, and that foot is webbed like the foot of a duck or the foot of a seagull. If you're down on the beach and have a look at those seagulls, their feet are not, toes are not separate like ours. They're kind of joined up, because that is good for swimming, and that helps the frog to swim too. It's got webbed feet so it can swim along the pond. So back legs on your tadpole. But there's been another change. This tadpole's got a back leg, but look here. It's got a front leg with like a hand with fingers on it, long skinny fingers, so it can grab things when it's going by. It's more like the tadpole that I showed you before. It's got back legs and front legs, but it's still got its tail. It's going to change again, just like you change as you grow up. Well, this one is half tadpole, half frog. The front's like a frog and the back's got a tadpole tail. This one, that tail is getting shorter and shorter. And here, well, you can hardly see any tail at all. And it looks like a frog. So the new little frog is sitting on the pond on a lily leaf. And it's breathing. It's lost its gills that it used to breathe through, but now it's got a nose. And like you and me, it's got nostrils. So what are nostrils? Those funny holes you've got in your nose that you breathe through. They're called nostrils. So if you breathe the air in, air goes in through your nostrils, and you breathe out, and the air comes out of your nostrils. And frogs are just the same. Isn't that funny? We didn't think we were like frogs. Frogs need to keep their skins wet and slimy because they live half of their time in the water. They're better that way. This frog's coming out of the water and it's going to sit on a log. I wonder if it's a speckled log like in our song. And here you've got two frogs out of the water sitting on a log. If another one comes along, they could have three little speckled frogs. We'll sing that later. It's a grown-up frog and it's strong enough to swim right down in the water. It's going to swim down to the bottom of the pond. It's bigger than the stickleback and it's bigger than the water beetle. So they won't try and eat it anymore. Now, in the pond, this frog's keeping an eye out for its lunch. And there's been a bzzz. There's a fly has landed on a reed. And what is the frog going to do? I think the frog would like to have that fly for a snack. But how's it going to catch it? Do you think it'll catch it with its froggy hand? Or do you think it'll close up its hand into a fist and wallop that fly? Well, how's the frog going to catch the fly? Let's have a look. Oh dear, our frog's down here. There's the fly, but another frog has come along, and frogs have long and sticky tongues. And this frog has stuck out its tongue and caught the fly. Goodness me, can you imagine that? Imagine having a fly inside your mouth. I wouldn't like that at all. It'd be all tickly and horrible. Never mind, I think our frog will probably catch another fly for its lunch, or maybe it might be able to find some slugs or snails or some worms. Frogs eat all sorts of things. I hope it gets a nice lunch for itself. Well, that's the end of our frog book. Now, I wonder if you could possibly find a frog or some tadpoles. If you go, where could we look? If you go and have a look with your grown-ups at a pond in a park near where you live, then you might, if you're very lucky, see some tadpoles. They're not big like this. They're only teeny weeny, about that big, but they do get bigger. And they swim around, wiggling their tails. You probably won't see a frog because frogs like to hide in the water or hide under some leaves, and they're quite hard to find. But there's often lots of tadpoles. Or you might see a newt. A newt is a bit like a lizard and they live in the water. But please, if you do find some tadpoles or you find a frog or some newts, please just look at them very carefully and don't take them out of the water. Because if you take them out of the water, that would make them very, very scared. Because you're like a great big giant and they're only tiny little creatures. Well, let's sing a song about frogs. I wonder if you know that song, Three Little Speckled Frogs. I've brought along 3 frogs today. Let's see. These ones aren't specially speckled, but we have got 3. This one's a bit speckled on the back. So here we go. 3 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were 2 more speckled frogs. Glub, glub. 2 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there was 1 more speckled frog. Glub, glub. 1 little speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious grubs. Yum, yum. It jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were no more speckled frogs. Glub, glub. Well, I think that's all we're going to do today about frogs. I hope you managed to find some, find some tadpoles. Or maybe you've got a friend who's got a pond in their garden. They could have a look there too. So it's time for me to go. So let's sing our goodbye song. Sing goodbye to everyone. Sing goodbye to everyone. Sing goodbye to everyone. Sing goodbye. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a lovely day. Good luck with the frogs.